Welcome to Podcast 7 in the series, Who Let the Master Out? The last several episodes, we've been talking about a meditation and a mantra as tools to help us wake up to who we really are and to bring us out of our moments of the doubt we have about our worth. Another important tool in this journey of coming back from worthlessness to realizing just how powerful we are is simply breathing. And I say breathing is simple because our bodies, of course, do most of it automatically for us. But where our awareness of our breathing becomes more important is when we've moved into our fight or flight mode. It is then that our bodies have taken us into a different kind of breathing, usually fast and shallow breaths, pumping our body with oxygen and adrenaline. And of course, when we're in that mode, we're thinking not from a place of unconditional love, but a place of reaction from a place of survival. So we're in the game, we're in the adventure, and we're not really being aware. So when we grow tired of that game and we want a new experience of unconditional love in our lives, we can begin an investigation into our state of breathing as part of our day. Now, there are different types of breathing techniques that people have discovered over the centuries that have helped them in different ways. And I'm not going to go into those in this podcast. I do go into those in more detail in a couple of the podcasts at the beginning of my series, Coming Back from Fear. And I also, of course, am reviewing those in my upcoming book by the same name, Coming Back from Fear, that's due out on December 5th of 2017. And even in more detail in a book I'm currently working on, which has the same title as this podcast, Who Let the Master Out? So if you want more information on breathing techniques, check those out. The Who Let the Master Out is going to be available probably the end of February of 2018. But what I want to focus on in this podcast is an overall awakening to the state of our breathing in this moment. The challenge with doing that is that when we're in fight or flight mode, we're caught up in the moment. We have like this tunnel vision about the situation or the emotions that are happening right now. Eventually, we'll come out of that mode or we'll die. There's really only two outcomes in that. So if we're continuing in that fight or flight mode, it's going to kill us. But we can give ourselves a slap upside our head to knock us out of that mode and bring us back to this moment, not in fear, but being in this moment in calmness. When you're ready to begin this process of breathing awareness, this is what I recommend you try. Step 1, grab some sticky notes or paper or open a Word document on your computer. Something to capture a word. And what I want you to write down, of course, is the word breathe or breath. And I remember the difference in spelling between the two, that the word breathe has an E on the end of it because it's easier when I remember to breathe. So you can write breathe or breath on a note, and then write as many notes as you feel you need to get your attention. You can even have someone else write them out for you in their handwriting, because something we have found is that our minds tend to eventually stop looking at our own writing, but it's interested in what other people have written down. It's a bit nosy that way. So you can give that a try. And then also, because our minds do adapt to seeing things everywhere and seeing signs everywhere, you want to change those up every few days or so. So put them on different paper, different writing, different places. So like you can put them in your bathroom mirror and then your bedroom mirror, or on different doors throughout the house, on the fridge, in the fridge, in a drawer that you open every day, whether it's a dresser drawer or like a kitchen drawer, like the utensil drawer or something. Just get inventive and put those little notes everywhere just to grab your attention. Okay, then step 2, grab your cell phone. They all have alarms of some sort on them. So I say set an alarm for every hour. And yeah, I know that seems excessive, but that is what it takes to break our attention from what it's focused on with fear to bring it back to unconditional love in this moment. We're continually inundated with things in our society that trigger our fear of our worth. So every hour is almost not enough with as much we're bombarded with. But we'll start there, unless you want to do something different, of course. It's totally up to you. Now, you don't need to have this be an audible alarm sound if it's going to irritate you or people around you. So choose vibrate if you need to. It's all about getting our attention. I named my alarms Breathe, so when I saw the alarm, I would just take a few deep breaths and come back to this moment. And then I would ask myself, what am I fearing? And it really helped me understand and bring me back to this moment and understand what's going on in my life at that kind of moment in time there. And you'll be amazed how just doing that alarm changes your day. Also, if you use some sort of online calendar at work or at home or both, set reminders there too. You know, if it has pop-ups that pop up on your computer screen, then that helps you remember too. Wherever you can put items, whatever you can do to get your attention is what you're wanting to do. I'm always reminded of that scene in Moonstruck where Cher slaps Nicolas Cage and says, "Snap out of it!" So that's really what we want to do to ourselves in a gentle way and loving way, of course. And finally, step 3 is a little ritual you can do before you go to bed. So yes, a sticky note on your alarm clock to breathe would be great here. And as you lay there, lights out, getting ready to fall asleep, focus on your breathing. Deep, slow breaths in through your nose and holding it for a few seconds, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. You may find that you will drift off to sleep more quickly and most likely in a calmer place. So give those a try. See what that reveals to you about your breathing and what you see about what's going on in your life, because this is a tool that is definitely a life changer. Next episode, we will chat a bit about meditation and prayer. Until then, break the cycle. Be free. Be big. Because we're giants in a world of giants who have been taught that we're weak and small. It's time to rise. It's time to let your master out.